Now, will I remember all this if I decide to do this next time, another time? I don't know. So I'll just have to remember about rotating the camera. Okay. So I wanted to make some collage papers, and I had grabbed a bunch of these that you guys probably saw in the thumbnail picture. I grabbed a bunch of these that I just kind of had on hand in a folder that are painted papers, and some of them are jelly prints like this one. And I just wanted to point out that all of these are collage fodder. Ooh, I did notice something. It's backward. Maybe that's why. I don't care though. I'm better with that than I am the upside down thing. Although when I write, I'm gonna be left-handed. So today's left-handed day. But anyway, I wanted you guys to know that things like jelly prints and papers like this, like this was some that I had rolled off my brayer on the background color. And then just, I think I must have had a stencil or something out here because I've got this pattern on several things. These are kind of old. I've got this pattern on several things, and so, excuse me. So I was thinking it was probably, like this could have been like I was running a brush inside of a stencil or something. So any of these kind of papers you can use as collage material. And it's just a lot of fun. And I don't know if you guys often think of that jelly prints are perfect to use as collage. And you can take a jelly print and stamp and do painting and things like this on top of it if you want to add more pattern and more texture to it. So I just thought I would play a little bit like that today and do some of that. Hey, Kellyanne. I'm in right-handed mode? Oh, good. So then just what I'm seeing is backward. That was funny, Eva. I just saw your comment about the keeping your hands inside till the ride stops. Yay, I'm so glad it's working well. Okay, I just didn't know what to expect, so I didn't know that I would see it backward and you guys see it forward. So, yay, awesome. And I am seeing things looking a little wonky. Of course, there's a lag. I won't see if it moved or not until a couple of seconds it catches up. So I need to get that straightened out for sure. Okay, because I need actually to move some of this over so I can get my complete craft mat in position here so that we're in frame properly. I do it completely different for regular videos, and so that's why everything seems so odd to me right now, because it's all different from what I normally do. Okay, now we're kind of centered better. Okay, I like that better. It's a little bit more even Steven. Might have room to put that one back if I need it. Okay, but I may not need it. Okay, so I wanted to mention in my video from the other day in the little composition book, see, my composition book looks upside down, so I still think things are weird. No, it just looks backward. Okay. In my composition book the other day, I had done this first page. I had shown you this first page. And I wanted to comment about this little piece of painted paper along the bottom here. That was from a piece of paper. It was actually a piece from one of these. This was a large sheet of paper that I just chopped up. So I'm thinking it was like right along in here. That this piece came from somewhere right along in there. And it just had so much color in it. That's why I peeled it off. I mean, tore it out and stuck it on there. And these are just overflow paint and leftover paint and stuff. And I was just slapping it all on the same sheet of paper. So you can see how if you keep using something like that and you've got multiple colors going on, you can really get some fun areas. And on the whole, they look nice and colorful, but they look very busy, and you think to yourself, oh gosh, that's crazy. I would never use that, like on a page because there's just too much going on. But if you tear out little bits and pieces of it, you get stuff like this. So don't forget about making it smaller and cutting it down, or cutting it into strips even, because that helps so much with a busy, busy paper like that. So I'm going to just move all of this aside. This is all, you know, jelly prints and just little painted papers. But I did want to tell you something. I had a thought earlier. I was looking at this green jelly print, and I thought, I want to cut a leaf or two maybe out of this to use like little focal points, right? And I decided I was going to use a white pen. Typically, when I make little focal images, there's usually color and a black outline. And so when I trim it out, there's a lot of white left behind, which is okay. I mean, often it's intentional. Like in this case, I wanted that white there to break up the color between the circle and the plant. But I thought, what if I outlined it in white, you know, drew my little leaf out in white, and then when I cut around it, I've got a little bit of green color. So that's what it looks like. And I think it's just so fun. It's so different from what I normally do. So I wanted to make maybe a few more of those. Maybe make a little plant. You know, a little, what do you call it? A stem with some leaves on it. I thought it would be fun. These are all scraped paint on deli paper. This one is a dendritic print that I did. I think that one was using a transparency instead of a piece of glass, I think. And so these things come in handy because you just cut out or tear out little sections that have the pattern to use as your collage material for backgrounds, okay? So here's a sheet that's kind of like I was showing you these others. Rolling off a brayer on these, and this is what that looks like on a whole sheet, where I've just rolled the brayer off just to clean it off. And then I came back later and added some pattern and some stamping. This was, I think I stamped with this too. This was the bottom of like a vegetable tray from the grocery store, I think. And then this was just stamping some black. And so you tear out little bits of this and you've got some really cool collage fodder. So let me just move some of this aside. Oh, and this is another cool idea too. This is just when I'm stamping off stuff. You know, like I've stamped on my project, and then I want to get rid of the rest of the ink on the stamp. And you can stamp on a paper and just keep repeating, using the same sheet for a while, and you just get lots of cool little areas of fun images that are really cool for collage. And fodder is just simply, if there's anybody that doesn't know what fodder is, it's just the stuff we use when we collage. All right, so I'm going to move those over out of the way. I'll bring this back in. Has anybody else come in that I missed in the chat? I don't think so. Okay. All right, I gotta keep my eye on that. I keep forgetting because I don't do this very much. Okay, so I'm gonna take a Posca pen. I think I'm gonna use the thicker one. I used the thicker one for the outline on the leaf, and then I used the smaller point for the veins on the inside. So I think I'll do that again. And let's just see how it goes. I feel like everything is still really crooked, but I don't know. All right, let's do this. Maybe we'll get one with some yellow in it. Maybe over here. And I did find that because the paper just, you know, kind of wants to soak it in, I do have to go over it. You see how that's kind of drinking that in, and it's not very dark. So let it dry and then repeat the process. And then it's darker. But it's best to let it dry first because it's it's hard to write over the Posca pen when it's still damp. It just wants to kind of scrape into what you already put there. Okay, so now we have a little stem, and I will go back over that again, give it a second to dry. Maybe I'll hit it with the heat gun. Okay, now we'll do it again real quick, and it'll be much more vibrant. Okay. All right. Then when we cut that out, it's just going to be so cute. Oh, you know what else I want to put? Just I think a single vein kind of going through the middle. Oops, this is a new one. I've got to still prime that one, get it ready to go. There we go. That looks fun. And I also wanted to mention too that for those of you who didn't get to purchase one of my little composition book kits, the little journal kits, you know, you can do this in anything. It does not have to be in a mini composition book, and you can play along. When I do my videos on that, you can play along in anything. You can do it in a magazine. You don't even have to have a journal. You can just paint and collage in a magazine, and you'll have a little magazine journal. Sometimes people actually cut magazines in half in the same shape, like they'll take the full magazine and cut it in half. So that might be an option you'd want to try. Take a ruler and a cutter and just cut it slowly and carefully, of course. And just cut it in half, and you'll have that little shape of a book, and still play along. But even without that shape, you can do it in any journal, anything. Okay, Beth, hey, nice to see you. Hey, Jean, are you hot enough here in Florida like I am? Pretty warm. It's pretty warm. We have really had a heat wave going on. Okay. All right. Look how sweet. I love this little leaf. I love the white on it. And I don't know why I didn't think of that before, but I suddenly was like, why can't I do white? You know, I could do any color I want with the Posca pens, you know. So I think that's going to be a fun way to do that. Like, I don't have any backgrounds prepared or anything, but you can see how pretty and vibrant that will look on a page. Isn't that sweet? Hey, I think I'll go ahead and tell you guys too in this live stream. I'll repeat it on my next video when I'm working in this book, but I think I'll go ahead and show you what I am doing as far as the pages. Somebody asked me if I was gluing any of the pages together. Hi, Sue. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying the cards. I am too. I'm having more fun with that than I ever even imagined. So the altered cards have been so much fun. But anyway, I am taking these pages and I am removing some and I'm gluing some. And the reason I'm doing that is because this book has 100 pages. And if you start thickening up 100 pages, you're going to end up with a journal that is huge and will be hard to store and keep secure in the binding. A lot of people like those nice little fat, thick journals, you know, and that's fine. If that's the kind you like, don't glue, don't cut out any, you know, do whatever you want in yours. But as far as what I'm doing, in order to prevent it being too thick, I am gluing 2 pages together, but before I glue 2 together, I'm opening up the first one. I'm cutting out two of them in the middle, and then I'm gluing that 4th page, because that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gluing that 4th page to the 1st page. And the way I'm doing it, and I'm just mentioning this in case anybody wants to get started, you know, prepping some of their pages. I'm cutting these pages out, and I'm not cutting them together. I'm kind of, what's that term? My brain's foggy. Where you I would cut one place and then staggered. I'm staggering the cut. So like I'm going down here about 1/2 inch from the binding and just cutting out a page. Okay. And I'm keeping these because I'll use these to do this collage fodder stuff on. These are still very usable pages. Okay. And then I'm going to take the 3rd page now because this is the 1st. That's the 2nd. And now the 3rd page, I'm just kind of cutting close to that red margin line. Like that. So the cut is staggered. See there? You've got 2 pages cut, but they're not cut in the same spot. All right? And the reason I'm doing that is so that it lays smoother when they're glued together. If you had 2 cut in the same place, you'd have a little bump there when they're glued together. So I'm just staggering the cut like that. And then I gotta get my glue stick. All right, and then I'm taking my glue stick and I'm just putting a little, I'm not going crazy with the glue in these stubs in that part. Just enough to kind of keep it together. That's it. So I glue the small one to the larger stub. Then I glue the larger stub to the page. Okay, like that. So everything is stuck down. Okay, and then I just glue the page together. In fact, I think I don't remember what I did on those first 3 pages, but I think I'm gonna glue on the page that doesn't have the stubs glued to it, just to make it a little bit simpler. And because this is kind of on a bump, you know, because of the thickness of the book. So this is flatter on this side, so I'm just putting the glue on the flatter side. And then, oops, and then over on the edge and sticking them together. And I just lay it down, you know, slowly. I don't have the whole sheet laying down yet. And this way I can push out a lot of the air bubbles and things as I glue it down. You can use a brayer also. You can use a credit card. You can use any kind of a scraper. And then that page is done. It's ready. Okay. So it's actually 4 pages of the book, but it's only two sheets glued together. And this ends up being nice and smooth right here where the others were cut out. Yes, Jean, me too. Thank you. I love the leaves in white. Oh, let's see. Hey, Sandra. I'm so glad you're enjoying my videos. I just decided on the spur of the moment to just do a pop-up live. If you're just coming in, I had done a little leaf in white on a jelly print that I had found in a folder in my stuff. And I wanted to see how it would look with a white outline, and I just absolutely love it. So I just now did a little branch with the white on the same paper, and I included a part that had some yellow in it. This time, this one just had the greens and the blue. But yes, I really love that. I think it's just so fun, and I think I'm so thrilled and excited about it because it's just so different. I haven't done that before, so a lot of fun. Yes, Sandra, this composition book is a half composition book. And I bought it that way, and it's been a while. I don't know. I got them at Walmart, and I don't know that they even have any anymore. I've had them for a while. When I saw them, I was like, oh, those look like so much fun. I want to do something with that. And then I was busy doing other things, and I never got around to it. So it's been months ago, but you could check at your Walmart and see if they have them still. But yes, it's a half size. Normally, you know, it's like this tall. Let me get one out. Here's a regular size composition book. Okay. So it's half. And a lot of people, I have seen before that people cut them in half like this. I was just mentioning that you could do that with a magazine even. And you know, you could get a magazine that doesn't have 100 pages in it. It wouldn't be too hard to cut down. But I've seen people do this. They cut the composition book in half. I think that if you do that, you have to be really careful. I'm losing my little leaves. You have to be really careful about the threads in the center seam. I would be afraid that they could come loose, kind of mess up the integrity of your book. But I think if you did cut one in half, you could probably open it up to the center where the threads are, and possibly put some glue, a little section, like maybe an inch worth section of glue right on top of the threads. Maybe it would help. Honestly, you know, do it at your own risk. I've never done it, so it's really hard for me to say for sure, and I don't want to lead anybody in the wrong direction because I'm really not sure. But yeah, it's a little half composition book, and I just love the size of it and the way that the pages are landscaped. Typically, we do journals and they're portrait like this, you know, and we turn pages this way. So I just thought this might be fun to play in and use up some scraps and things like that in. So it tickles me a lot that I was able to find those and then be able to make those little kits for you guys. But like I said, if you didn't get the kit, if you weren't able to get it, you can do this in any kind of journal. You can do it in any kind of book. You can do it in any kind of magazine. Catalog. I actually got a catalog in the mail not long ago. And it's a nice little catalog. It had sturdy pages. So I started throwing paint on the pages. Just because. I was just scraping paint just because I thought the pages were nice and sturdy, and I would like to maybe use it to create in sometime. Now, I didn't get any further than throwing the paint on the pages, but it's so fun, you know, just to have all these pretty colored pages, and that's as far as I got, just those. But I would like to create on these at some point. These are nice big pages, you know, and y'all know I like to work small. But I may challenge myself at some point and work in a big journal. And you know, it's kind of good to have a big journal or a big catalog or magazine on hand to do that sometimes, because often our images are big and they won't fit in the little journals that we're making. I find that a lot. I've come across several large images and I really want to use them, but they're too big for my journals. So I thought, well, I'll get one started, and then one day I'll start sticking down some of those larger images. So that's what it did. And it's just nothing in the world but a catalog that came in the mail. So if you get one that you like and it's a good size for you and the pages are sturdy and nice, go for it. Paint some, scrape some paint on the pages or roll some paint on with a brayer or use a paintbrush. And if the pages are thin and you just feel like it won't hold up, glue a couple of pages together. Glue 3 pages together, just like I just now did in this book. And it wants to curl a little bit. You can see that. The glue is wet and it wants to curl. But it's okay. I take it, and kind of curl it back a little bit on itself and, do like this. And then I put something heavy on the book and it ends up fine. I mean, you see these aren't doing that anymore. Now that I've worked on them and put some stuff on the pages, they're not curling anymore. And what I'm doing is I'm gluing 2 or 3 at a time. I'm gonna have to see if I can get rid of some of this stuff. I don't have anybody modding for me. If anybody has done live mods before and you don't mind modding for me, let me know and I will turn on the thing if I can remember how. If you'd like to do that for me. Can you hear me? I think I moved away from the camera. I know I gotta find here we go. I'm getting rid of those comments. I need to set it up for subscribers, set up my lives for subscribers, and I didn't see where to do that, so maybe next time I can. Okay. Oh, thank you, Eva. I didn't see that. Good deal. Okay. Eva, would you like to be a moderator for me? Getting a drink of water. Okay, Jen's, yeah, that'd be great. Hey, Jen, I didn't know you were even here. Thank you for popping in. Okay, okay, good. I'll set both of you up, and that will be a big help to me. Thank you so much. Okay, these are showing up now. Yeah, I got rid of them. Hopefully they're gone now. Oh, Jen, you did a live too, your first one? Excellent, congratulations. It is fun, and I will feel a lot more comfortable once I'm used to it again. I just told everybody early on that I haven't done this in years, and when I did it before, I did it with my computer and did it a totally different way, and now you're able to do it with your phone and it's much easier. And so I decided, well, let me try that, so it took me a minute to get set up and get oriented, but once I did, it was fine. So okay, I hope it went well for you, Jen. I really do. Anyway, what I was going to say is I do not intend to sit here and cut and glue all of these pages together at one time. That is so tiring. It's so boring and, it's not fun. And so what I'm doing is just 2 or 3 pages at a time. And when I've worked on those pages, then I'll do 2 or 3 more. And I think it's going to work out a lot better, and it makes me a lot happier to create in here. Okay, let's get rid of these guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, ladies. Thank you. Uh, I'm sure you were nervous. Hey, I'm a little bit nervous coming back in doing this live again because I have not done it in years, and it's very different, but you do get used to it real quick. And do you make yeah, you make videos anyway, right, Jen? So you'll feel more comfortable in, I mean, it won't take long to feel comfortable if you're already used to making videos. So, but I hope it went well and that you had fun even though you were nervous. Yeah, these are going to be really cute. I can't wait to put some of these in my book. Anyway, I will cover this again when I do the very next video where I'm creating on this page. I'll show again what I did as far as gluing the pages together. Okay, so let's get back into making a little bit more of this. I'm not going to be on for a terribly long time today. I just wanted to give it a try because I haven't done it in a while and see how easy it was going to be and how comfortable I would feel. So let's see, paper. It's really fun to use tissue paper. This was, let's see, what did I use that was tissue paper? This one. This pink piece right here was tissue paper. When I put this down, I had painted and done some circles and some bubble wrap dots onto tissue paper. So I'll do a little bit of tissue paper here. I'll leave one of these out. Let's see, here's a little piece I can leave out. Tracing paper also you can use. Little offcuts are good. These are offcuts from some notepad papers. Hey, Barbara. Hey, Gabby. The big book, you mean the composition book, Gabby? Or or this book, the half one. This is a half size. No, this book is like notebook paper, like school paper. It's like just like lined school paper. But you can make collage fodder, things to stick in on your pages out of tissue paper. So yeah, this is a half size of it's like a school book. I don't know if you get these you said you were in Buenos Aires. Is that where you said you were from? I'm sorry, this thing has, yes, okay. And I don't know if you get these where you are. A lot of the European countries don't have composition books. And if they do, they're very, very expensive. And these for us around here are just very cheap. But you can use anything to create a collage in. You can use any book. You can use any magazine or any kind of journal. And you just put down collage bits on top and you add some paint and some little focal images and maybe some words. And it doesn't really matter what you create in. So what I was going to do today is make a few little collage pieces, things that go into a book like this, into a journal like this. But I was going to say that these little offcuts are fine to use. Best not to throw them away. Just scrape some paint on them and stamp something, or and you've got collage material. More tissue paper. Okay, this is paper from like a bank thing. I don't even remember what it is, but I love it because it's real thin. It's super thin. It's like just a little bit thicker than tissue paper. That's what this one is too. It's the exact same paper from the exact same book. And it's so thin and pliable and it glues down so nice and flat. It's so fun. Okay, then there's regular book papers. This is a French vocabulary book, probably a school book. And more notepad paper. And then these are just painted papers. Like this is from using up leftover paint on a piece of newspaper. This is some newsprint that without the print on it that I just rolled off my brayer on. These will be fun to put some marks on too. This one has a little bit of jelly printing on it, but it's very muted, and so it would be perfect for stamping on. All of these would. Okay, you can use things like this. This is like a user guide from a remote control. Okay, it's great. All the text in the background is perfect. Look at that, all the words and numbers. So whenever you end up not needing your instructions or your user papers from your electronics and any kind of thing you buy, when you're done with the instructions, save it and scrape paint on it, Here's some more of that bank book paper. Here's some Asian text pages, regular book paper, and then plain printer paper. So I just want you guys to be aware of all the different ways you can use different papers that you already have laying around your house to make collage fodder with. So let's check the chat real quick. Oh, are you in Canada, Barbara? I didn't realize that. Okay. Was it this book, Gabby? This was a bigger book that I had shown, and it's the same as the other one. It's just the other one is half the size. Oh, sorry, Eva, I'm doing backward what you were doing. I'll stay out and let you do it. Oh my gosh. This is the crazy messages. So anyway, Gabby, this is a bigger version of this. Okay? That's what it is. I hope that answered your question. If not, just let me know. The other thing I had shown was just a catalog. See, it's just a catalog like this. It comes in the mail, okay? And I had scraped paint on some of the pages just to eventually use as a journal, a big journal. Okay, that's what this was. So, all right. Yes, it does, Eva. You are right. Of course, it doesn't even have to be heat. The stranger always available, it seems like. Okay, back to the tissue paper. I am going to put a piece of printer paper underneath here. I'm doing a lot of talking and not a lot of playing today. Because when you stamp or, apply anything wet to tissue paper, it's going to bleed through, right? So, hey, Robin. I know it's easy to just toss stuff if you're not really, if your brain isn't like right there thinking of it. But it's just one of those outside the box things. And then once you know about it, then you automatically start seeing other things, that can be used. So it's fun. That's okay, Gabby. I'm glad you got to see it. I just took it and scraped paint on with a card like this, like a key card or a credit card. And I just put some paint out, and I scrape up, you know, the paint from my craft mat, and then just scrape it on like this. That's all I did, back and forth. And I just let it dry, and I would add another layer with a different color or a different tone, different value, whatever, of the paint. So yeah, that's fun. It's a lot of fun to scrape paint, especially when you can pick up a book later that's full of painted pages and then you can create in it. That's awfully fun. Okay, now let's see. Which suggestion did I miss? I don't have the subscriber mode on, I don't think. I thought I was going to see it when I set up my live, but I will next time. But I don't think I can do it after the fact. Yeah, I don't think I can do it after the fact, but I will do it for the next time that I come on. If it gets too bad and it just continues to be horrible, I'll just go ahead and end the stream, because none of us really want to look at that. Okay. What am I going to do on the tissue paper? How about, I want to stamp something, I think. I've got some foam stamps that I found at a yard sale. They're used. That's why it looks kind of dirty, painty, you know. But I found these little stamps. I found actually a whole box full, but these are the 3 that I pulled out the other day. And I thought they would be really fun for working on these collage things. I'd love to make a couple of little frogs. What color should I do? Green would be so typical, right? Anybody want to suggest a color for the frog? It doesn't matter to me. I like all the colors. Hi, Barbara. Yeah. I did a few streams kind of back in the day, but I haven't in a long, long time. But it's good to see you, Barbara Every. That's really nice. Hey, Alice. Yeah, we don't like any of those trolls. They need to go hang out someplace else. Hey, Rosemary. That's awesome, Barbara. I'm glad. Purple? We want a purple frog? Okay, Grace, you get purple. I think I'm going to start with ink and see how it goes. We'll start with purple. Okay, Jen says purple and yellow. Maybe we'll add yellow to him after he's stamped. So I'm going to try the purple and we'll see how it does. I mean, I'll try the ink and see how it does. If it doesn't do well, we'll switch over to paint. This is a little bit less messy than paint, so I thought we'd go there first. Doesn't look like it's covering all that well. I've got another pad I could try to if I needed to. Okay. These foam stamps usually hold color pretty well, though. I will say that. Okay, let's stamp this fella and see how he looks. Yeah, I got a box full of these foam stamps, and they're mostly very childlike stamps. Obviously, they were a kid's set, but some of them are not quite so childish. And so I thought, well, and they were so cheap, you know, for a box full of them. And when I say a box full, I mean there were like 25 or 30 stamps in it. Ooh, now look underneath. And this is why we put a piece of paper under, just to protect the surface. How about that? There's a purple frog, you guys. And we'll get a little bit of the extra ink out of the stamp here. That one's a little crisper because it's not quite as wet. Thank you, Alice. I'm glad to have you here. Now, when this is torn out of here and put on a journal page, it will just, the tissue will just disappear. Just for those of you who just came in, I was explaining that this whole section of paper, that pink area on this page from my last video, that is a piece of tissue paper, just like this. And I had taken paint and scraped it or swiped it with a brush. I don't even remember. And when I tore it out and glued it on, and then I put the glue and water mixture over the top of it, you can't even see the tissue paper is there. I mean, it just disappears. It looks like all of that pink stuff was painted onto this page, and I love it. And that's why tissue paper is so much fun to use. So I'm going to dry these real quick. I don't want anything to get on anything else that I don't want it on. He's actually pretty fun too. Is the heat tool loud, or is it kind of muted down some? It's not a terribly loud one anyway, but I just want to make sure that's not a problem on a live. Yes, I know, the foam stamps are not cheap. I don't have too many of the ones they sell out there nowadays, like the art foamies. They really are pricey. Okay, good. Yay. I'm glad it's not too loud. Hello, Isabel from Belgium. So good to see you here. I just popped up on the spur of the moment to do a video. To do a live stream today. Haven't done one in years, and I just decided to do it again. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a yellow Posca pen, and I'm going to outline, excuse me, I'm going to outline this darker frog in yellow. I hope I'm in frame. I think I am. That's kind of cute. All right. Now, should we outline his mouth with a different color and his eyes, maybe with black, maybe with white? I guess we could start with white. Can always color that in too. Well, if I do, maybe I should do black just to make the edge a little bit. Oh, this is the new pen. I've got a new Posca pen that I have to prime. Hello, Joni Miller. Thanks for popping in. Ooh, I just made a big mess. I'm gonna sop that up because I don't want to put my hand in it. Thanks, Isabel. It took me a few minutes to get started too, but you know what? I'm just gonna persevere. Just persevere and ignore all of the interruptions and the problems with getting started and all. It's all going to work out just fine. I think I'm going to put some black inside his eyes too, and then I'll add a little white area I'm gonna just color his whole eye in, actually. No more purple eyes for Mr. Frog. Hello, Dixie. Good to see you. I'm doing a pop-up live stream today. No plan, just did it. So I'm working on some collage papers. Just really playing is all I'm doing. That is all I'm doing. All right, now we can put some white. In our little froggy's eyes and give him some personality. We can hold him up so you can see him. So cute. Got a little personality going now. All right. What should we do on the inside of his mouth? Pink. Do like a pink color like that. Hi, Janet. Janet B. Call you Janet B from Janet Nash's stream. That's what she calls you because there's so many Janets in there. Light red. Yeah, light red would be good, but it's kind of hard to do a light color on tissue paper. But I could do pink. I could do pink. All right. I'll do pink, and then maybe I can add a little bit of red along the, outline it kind of again with the red. Okay, that gives it a little bit of color. Better than white, I think. Yeah, who doesn't love a purple frog, Jean? Who doesn't? That's right. We didn't want to do boring green frogs. And put a little bit of red inside that line there, Beth, just for you. Kind of looks like he has lipstick on now. Froggy with lipstick. That's hilarious. How's that? We like. Put a little bit more of this in. Maybe this will mix with the red and get a little bit deeper. Oh yeah, it is. There we go. That red is kind of, whoops, scooted outside my line there. Fortunately, that can be fixed with the Posca pen. All right, now let's dry it and I can fix those errors. Thank you, Jens, for putting the link in. I appreciate that. Oh, Robin, I'm so glad. You know, my whole goal in my YouTube channel, most of you know this, but my whole goal in having my YouTube channel at all is just so that everybody else can have as much fun as I'm having. And that's what I want for everyone. I want everybody to know they can do this, they can have fun, they can create, and that they can get their mind off of things that are bothering them by simply playing. There's just nothing like it, you know? Hello, Ember. Nice to see you here on my surprise little live stream. Okay, so now we have a frog that's all dressed up and ready for use in a journal someplace. He's going to be a fun little focal point. And see, when I tear him out or cut him out, even though his eyes aren't attached right now, let me put him on the white paper, it's easier to see. Even though his eyes are not attached to his body right now, you won't see any of that tissue paper in between when he's glued down. So it will look just the way it looks right now once I glue it onto something else. So that's so fun. let's see, there's a little area that the purple didn't go to, so I'm going to just kind of touch it with a Posca pen, fill in that white right there. That's, I feel better about that. He's so cute. I love it. Love it. All right, so that's a good little focal point. All right, let's see what else. What else do we want to do? I'm going to keep that over there. I do have a lot of foam stamps. This one is one of those art foamies. I did splurge and get one of those. But a lot of my stamps are cheap stuff. That was $1. I think it came from a Big Lots store. That looks like a sticker from a Big Lots, although I haven't been to one of those in 10 years or more. And so it's kind of along the same line, you know, as this one. But a lot of these came as a set. And you can't get them anymore. That's the problem. It's really upsetting, and it's such a shame. You can't get them anymore. But these were all, like these round ones were in a set. This one was with that one. I know you can't see with the black underneath there. These were all together in a set. And let's see. And then, let me move these over. And then these were all together in a set, and you broke them apart. They were on a large sheet. And they're fun. I love using these when I'm, you know, on the jelly plate and stuff. Here's one. But people just aren't selling them. The makers aren't making them anymore. All we seem to be able to get now are the expensive art foamies like this. I mean, and they're great. They're fun, but they're just so expensive. It's just a shame. So anyway, this was a couple of different sets, but they were all by the same creator. I think this was Claudine Helmuth. But like this one and this one was in a set together years ago. I got these back in like 2013 maybe. I want to say it was from Making Memories, maybe. I don't even have a name on it or anything. But they're fun to use, and I'm glad I did buy them when I bought them, even though I didn't know for sure what, you know, how I was going to use them and stuff back in the day. But I'm glad I did. So it's always a good idea when you see things, go ahead and get them, especially when they're not so expensive, because they go away. You know, the makers quit, the designers, I don't know how to exactly word that, but they make a certain number and then they don't make any more. And then people like me use them on a video, and they're like, you know, where'd you get that, Kat? I want to get that. And they're just not available. I have to tell everybody, I'm sorry, they're not available anymore, but I still want to use them, you know, because they're in my stuff, and that's what I bought them for, was to use them. So anyway, this is a fun one, fun little stamp too. I've used this before. Let's see. Let's put some of that on. Maybe we'll put it on the bottom of this. And these were nice because they had their own little backing on them. You don't have to mount them to anything, you know. So, so that's kind of cool. All right, let me just do a little bit of this, and then I'm going to probably scoot for today. I want to stamp that in. Do we want to do some paint? Maybe I want to just do that in white. I usually do black. When I use that stamp, I usually use black, but maybe I'll just use some white. Whoa. Okay, let me look at the chat for a second. They retire and move to Florida, right? That's right, Ned. Oh, I'm sorry it froze. Let's see. There was a something that came up on my phone screen. I don't know if that's what caused it. Did it come back? I just took it away. Did it come back? I hope it did. Yay, okay. That's good. I just learned something else. If a message, something comes up on my phone, it's gonna mess it up. Hey, Joey. It's good to see you here. Thank you for coming in. Okay, good. I'm glad we're back. I guess you could still hear me. I don't know if you could hear me or not, but I'm going to use a little bit of white paint with this little stamp right here. I'm just going to spread it out on the craft mat with a spreader, little card. Of course, you can do this with jelly plates too, you know, and spread out your paint on the jelly plate and use the stamp. Use these as stamps the same way. I'm going to turn this way so I don't get the paper in the... actually, I might put it up here. Yay, I'm glad everything's back and working properly again. So what I have to do is cut off, make sure that there are no notifications turned on my phone when I do this. It's just something I've got to get used to is all. Where do I want to put this? I'm just going to make a couple of these. Just a fun little pattern. I love it. And then you can doodle around that when it's dry, you know, doodle with some colored ink, like a Posca pen or something like that. Oh, hi, Linda. Thank you. I was excited when I thought about doing it, too, because I haven't done this in forever. So when it popped into my head, I think I'm just going to go live. I was thrilled. But, you know, I had to work through some technical difficulties as usual, but we did it. Yes, it'll be on a recording, Amber, when we're done. It'll be on a recording. After a short time, it'll come up and be available as one of my videos. Okay. Just fun. All right, I'm gonna stamp off a little bit of that over here, maybe down here. Foam stamps do hold a lot. Okay, that's pretty good. So when that's torn out, you know, a piece of that's torn out, it'll be so much fun on a collage page, such as this one that I was, when I was working in my little composition book. And it's just so much fun to glue things down and just play and use up stuff. Like I've got all these prints already made. I need to be using them so that I can make some more jelly prints. You know, you get what I'm saying. For those of you that just came in, I thought of doing something fun earlier, and I took a jelly print that I have had sitting in a box forever and decided to use a white pen where I normally would use a black pen when I'm creating a focal image like this one. I normally do stuff in black and outline it in black. And I thought how fun to take a jelly print and use a white. So I just think that turned out so cool. And if I have one that's really light colored, I might be able to use a colored Posca pen even and do something fun too. I wonder if I have one of those right here. Let's see. I don't want this to get on anything. It's drying. Let's see. Most of these things are so are very dark. I already did green. Let's do something else. Here's one. That's not too bad. Okay, and it's a different color. So let's see. Let's take I have a teal pen somewhere. Here it is. It's a bigger one. Oh, actually, you know what? This is a bigger one. It's like the others with a bullet nib, but it's just larger. It's the PC 5M, And so it's nice. It's got a line that's, you know, it's just broader, so it's fun, you know, when you're making stuff like this. But the other day, I bought some more Posca pens. You guys might have seen my post on Instagram, but I bought some more, and they're even bigger. I got a good deal on these. I believe I put them in my Amazon store. I'll double check, but it's a pretty good deal to get a set. Individually, when you get, like, say, I need a yellow big Posca pen, and you go buy a big one like this. By the way, this one is, it's actually a chisel. It's actually a chisel tip, okay? But it makes a fun, thick mark, and it's called size, where is it? PC8K. It's here. PC8K. And they are going to be so much fun. I just know it. And anyway, what I was going to say was, you go to buy a single pen like this, and it's $6 or $7 for one. And, you know, that's not bad if you've got $6 or $7 to spend on one pen. But when I bought them as a set of 15, they came out to just a little over $2 and something a piece. So I was like, okay, that I can do. And it's a lot of money up front, you know, because it's like $30, maybe a little over $30. But when you break it down per pen and realize that if you bought a handful of individual pens and realize, gosh, this is crazy, I'm spending so much money on these individual pens, then when you go buy the set, you're doubling up probably on colors that you already bought singly, so you've really spent way too much. But doing it like this was the best value. But let me show you something. They are so fun. I'm going to take this one. I saw Janet Nash using these on her channel, and she actually has some that are even bigger. They also sell one that's, I think, a 13K is the size, so it's a really big nib. And they're just fun to make, little shapes and lines and things, and then you can go back and doodle on those, you know. So, like, you can make, see how you can make, automatically make little boxes and things. I love that. And I love using these on top of other paints because they're opaque. And so no matter what color I use this on top of, I'm going to be able to see this blue, you know. Okay, let's see. I'm going to check the chat real quick and see if I've missed anything. Hi, Liz. I did not see you come in. Thank you for being here. You made one of those with an eraser. You mean one of these, you mean? A stem, a branch? Thank you. Homemade stamps are fun, and I love carving them, like regular carving, and cutting them with, and making them out of the foam sheets too. Those are so fun. Let's see. Just Swaps, Crafts, and More. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. Thanks, Dixie. Oh, Alice, I'm so glad you're cheered up. I love just creating and playing and bringing everybody along when I can. I do. Yeah, these are so fun. I mean, Joey, they really are fun. I love just, they're perfect for mark making. And, you know, you take a sheet of painted paper and just, you can go to town. And then what I was saying a minute ago is you can, you know, outline them, make doodle marks inside them. Look at how you can make them pop. I love it. I love it so much. They're so much fun. And then you can, you know, add stripes and dots. I mean, there's just no end to the play. And then once you're done playing and having fun, you get to tear it out and go play by gluing it into a collage journal. I love it. There's just nothing like it. Okay, let's see what else we want to do. Let's put some red lines over here. on this orange. Ooh, look at that. How fun. It just puts down so much color at one time. I love it. And then you can turn it on its end, you know, a chisel marker, and you can make a thin line. Oh, too fun. Too fun. I think I put these on in my Amazon store. I'll check it and be sure when we're done here. And if I didn't, I will put them in there. Here's some hot pink. Let's see. It's not as, well, in the camera, it looks a lot more vibrant than it kind of seems to look in person, but so fun. It doesn't take much to amuse me. You guys know that, right? You know that. Let's try this one with that pink. That's cool. They're just so fun, and so much less messy than dragging out paint and stuff, for me anyway. Let's see, what else can we do? Here's a bright green. Ooh. Hey, Janet, USA, as Janet Nash calls you. I'm so glad you popped in. I wasn't expecting to do this, so I'm grateful that you guys are tuning in. How fun. This is the first I've really played with these. I did make, when I was priming each one of these to get them ready to go, I did make a little sheet with just some little tick marks on it using all the colors. I don't even know where I put that now, or I would show it to you. But this is the first I've actually played with them, and I love them. I love them. Okay, yes, yes, Amber, never-ending fun. Okay, let's see. Yep, you got that right, Isabel, that the best things in life aren't things. That's true, very true. Okay. Fun, 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 fun. Hey, we could put some white on too. Let's see. Let's how fun. I know I keep saying that, but you guys, I can't get over it, how fun it is. Hello, Sally. I don't know if I said hello to you earlier, if I missed you, but if I didn't, or even if I did, hello again. Yes, the foam stamps do hold a lot. Absolutely. Yes, that's true, Alice. Easy to entertain means less boredom for sure. Okay, so you guys, if you don't have some fun Posca pens, I highly, highly recommend them. These are my favorite pens, by the way, as far as paint pens go. They are my absolute favorites. They don't flood and run out and have problems like so many of the other kinds of paint pens do. Now, when they get to the end of their life, they will flood, and sometimes when you're first priming them, they will. But in general, through regular, all the time use, they do not. And I just have not found another one that I like more. Honestly haven't. Hello, Carla. Yes, I just happened to pop up today. This was not expected. So I'm glad that you found it as well. That's right. Crafters are never bored. If you ever find yourself saying you're bored, you're not sitting at your craft table. For sure. Let's see if we can put some fun over here. Gosh, now that I've started doodling and playing with Posca pens, I may not leave yet. I mean, I may just hang around for a minute or two. Okay, have fun. Fun. I don't have very many of this size. I did buy this one individually. Let's see, this one's a little smaller, where this one is a 5M, this one is a 3M. And let's see. It's bright green. Almost too close to that green color. Almost. You guys, this is how much I love Posca pens, okay? I think I have a problem. But in my defense, they are different sized nibs, so they do different things. And this one is so full because they're different colors too. Like Posca has a whole set of like pastel colored ones also that are they're not the basic colors like you have over here in the basics. These are like the pretty little pastel version. So yes, you're right. Amber, they're worse problems to have. But I just love them so much. I have not found any that I love more than these, really and truly. They are just my favorites. But I feel like, and I know it can get pricey, but I feel like they're so worth the price. And one thing to remember, this may help somebody, it may not, but when you are priming your pens in the very beginning to get them started, like this one I need to prime. When you buy it, it looks plain on the end, on the nib. There's no ink being drawn down to it yet. So when you prime it, you're supposed to press it down and hold it for a few minutes until the ink starts to flow, and then let it go. And you can see the ink is there. Sometimes it takes longer than others. These took a few minutes to actually come down into the nib. My little granddaughter was here with me that day, and we were outside by the pool, and I was just priming all my pens because I was just watching them play, and I thought, well, that's a good use of time. Just go ahead and prime those new pens, right? And she got out of the pool to come over and sit and just watch me priming these pens, and she would get so excited because the nib was, completely clear, like I was showing you on that white one, and she would watch the ink flow down through the nib, and she would get so excited. It's coming down there, Nana, here it comes. And she's 9, and she just thought that was the most fun, so I thought that was so funny. But a lot of people will take and just pump the pen to get the ink to flow, and that will cause it to flood a lot. Like this one, a little bit came out, but when you pump it too much like that, it will absolutely flood. And then you could have problems with that pen from then on. You could have problems with it. So just remember that in the beginning, when you're first priming them, don't pump it. Just press it in and hold it. And when you see the ink coming out, let it go and you're done. And then it should work, beautifully from that point on. Now I want to write on here, but I've got that wet spot down there. Okay, let's see. But I love the fine line on these. The little ones, these are 1M. Yeah, I love the fine lines, and I love the thicker lines. I love all of them. just too cool. Okay, more trolls. Thank you, ladies. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Linda. That's sweet of you. Yes, Jean, that's a lot of pens. But I do use them. It's not like I collected them and then never used them. You know, I do have some things I've done that way. And I want to, while I'm creating in this little journal, I want to use more of the things that I have purchased that I don't use very much. So I'm going to try to make that a priority while I'm creating in that little book. The Posca paint dries. I mean, this is completely dry. Okay, that I had worked on. This one's still a little wet because it had a puddle, but I could hit that with the heat tool and it would be dry in just a minute. Like it doesn't take hours or anything like that, no. But all of this is completely dry because it does dry very, very quickly. Yes, I store mine horizontally. That's why they're all laying in the boxes. I don't know for a fact that you have to, but a lot of markers are like that, so I just do mine just in case. I keep this one laying on its side like that, you know, so that it's laying down. So that little puddle is pretty much dry now. Okay, let's see what I might have missed here. No, the ends, the nibs on these pens are very firm. They're very firm, and especially on these pointed ones. But all of these, the nib is fine, and you won't dull it. You won't mess it up. I mean, you saw what I just did. I held that there until the paint came out, and you can see that this nib is still perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Still pointy, still exactly what you want it to be. Okay, let's see. Yes, thank you, Barbara. Yeah, those trolls are just out in great numbers today. Of course, any day, really. I'm going to have my, the next time I do this, I'm going to have my live stream set for subscribers only. So we should have less of that problem. Hope so. Hello, Clay Cat. I don't remember what your name is. I know that I probably know it, but I don't remember it right off. I'm sorry. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Cindy. Cindy McCabe, Cindy Bagley. Lots of Cindys today. Okay, Mary. I don't know if I did know that. Maybe I did and I just forgot because I do that. I do that. I will try my best to remember that, Mary. I'm glad you're here. How often do I shake the ball while using the pen? I just shake it for a few minutes before I begin. Just a few times like this. And then I will use it. If I continue to use the same pen, sometimes you can see it will start to go faint. And you'll be able to see that it's not as opaque as it was. So then I will put the cap on and shake it again. And you always want to put the cap on, have the cap on when you're shaking it because it will splatter. In fact, I have used Posca pens just for that purpose, to splatter with. If you shake it with the cap off, it will splatter. Let me see if I can get it to work. Yep, see there? See that? So if you need a good splatter technique, use your Posca pens. But that's why you don't want to shake them without the caps on, because it can happen. Let's see what this one looks like. This is a pretty color, fuchsia. And this is another one that I bought by itself because I did not see it in a set. It's kind of like this color, but it's got a little bit more purple in it. Just a little bit more. Fun. Fun. All right. So isn't that fun? The way you can use these things for so many different things. I've got some older ones that when they start to use up and they just want to flood too much because they're right down at the very end of their life, I will keep them and put them aside and just use for splatters because I can't really use them, hardly for anything else. And so that's a good tip too, that when it gets to where it just won't ride and it floods crazy, it's at the end of its life. So then just hang on to those, and when you need to splatter something, that's the pen you want to grab to use. See, I've got several of those right here. See, that's how much I use these things, guys. I wasn't lying. I do use them. And I try to remember to grab them and splatter with those rather than using the ones that are still writing just fine. So anyway, I'm going to wipe up this thing off of my mat real quick. These little drips, there we go. But anyway, that's a fun thing I learned today, to use a Posca pen on a jelly print, a white Posca pen on a jelly print, to make some little focal images. Look how pretty they would be, like on that orange color. Isn't that pretty? Or on the pink even. That's lovely. See there? That's fun. So if you haven't tried this, like I hadn't, give it a try. I think you'll like it. And then use some foam stamps if you have them. Keep your eyes open when you're at garage sales or thrift stores. You see little foam stamps. They will make great, excuse me, I got the hiccups. They will make great focal images for your collage pages. Like, can you imagine how cute this is going to be to put this little froggy on one of my pages? Oh, how cute. He can be on a page even with some greenery. That's going to be lovely. So I'm looking forward to playing with some of these little bits just that I created today. I'm going to have fun with those. I hope you guys will do this too. Okay, let's see. Let's see what I missed, or if I missed anyone coming in. If I missed you, I am extremely sorry. Please forgive me. It's so hard to concentrate here and concentrate there, but I'll get more used to it if I keep doing these lives. I'll get more used to it. Let's see. Your forgetter works well, Mary. Mine does too. At least I'm in good company, right? Yes, everybody should doodle, Dixie. Hey, you got doodles in your name. You got to doodle. You got to. All right, let's see. Anybody else I miss? Let's see. I'm a grandma. I'm a grandma, Isabel. Times 6. Oh, you're welcome, Robin. Thank you, Mary. Okay, so lots of grandmas. Yay. No. Okay, Swaps Crafts and More. What's your name, if you don't mind? I like to know people's given name. Just because it seems a little bit more personal. It is a half composition book. It came this size. I got it from Walmart, but it was months and months ago, and I'm not sure that they have any more available. So that's what that's about. You're welcome, Janet Burgess. You're certainly welcome. Let's see. Anybody else I missed? Okay, Robin, I probably will. I'm enjoying this today, and I figured out how to make it all work, even though what I see on the screen is backward from what you're seeing. I'm okay with it. Actually, it's funny because I've got 2 screens up where I can see my desktop. I can see what my phone is seeing. And one screen on the iPad, everything is facing the right way. And on the computer, where I have another mirroring program, it's backwards. So I try to just look over at this one next to me where I'm reading the chat. Let's see. Hi, Daria. Oh, late is better than not. That's great. I'm glad you're here. I'm about ready to close this one out. But I'm awfully happy that you came in. I have been making just some little collage papers. My little froggy. That is a stamp that I picked up in a box full of these little foam stamps at a yard sale. So you guys keep your eyes open for this kind of stuff. People get rid of, when they decide they no longer need it or no longer interested in it or whatever, they'll sell all of what they have at one time. And all these little stamps, where are those other two here? I just pulled out 3 of them. I only used the frog today, but all of these, along with some other little more childish stamps, were all in a box together for cheap. Like, I mean cheap, like I want to say $2 maybe. That's how cheap it was. And there was upwards of 20 of them in the box. So it's a great thing to keep your eye out for. Thrift stores also. People will take stuff like that to the thrift store all the time. So keep your eyes open for those. Ruth. Okay, Ruth from Massachusetts. Okay. That's good to know too. I'm going to try to remember these names, and I will probably jot them down later and bring that with me to lives until I get used to everybody's name. I know you'll forgive me because it's just not something I'm used to when I don't know your name. Yes, yard sales and thrift stores for sure. Thanks, Janet B. Well, I guess I have to say Janet VB or Janet USA, right? Because we have a Janet B also here. Oh, thank you, Jen. I love you guys too, and I appreciate you. I appreciate you so much. You just don't know the joy that you guys talk about how you enjoy my videos and you get joy from watching me creating. That thrills me, and just the fact that you are watching and that my videos make you feel that way makes me feel that way. It fills me with joy. So I appreciate it. You guys motivate me to keep going. So I'm grateful for you all. Okay, let's see. Do I work on one sheet in the composition book or do I glue some together? I showed it earlier on in the video. If in the stream, I mean, if you will go back and watch the replay later, I showed what I do. And I'm going to cover it again when I do the first page. I'm sorry, when I do the next video on the next page here. When I start to work again in this book and I film it, I'm going to show again how I prepare my pages. I cut some out and I glue some together. And I'm only doing a few pages at a time so I don't have to sit in the boredom of gluing pages together in an entire book. So yes, it's earlier in the stream and you'll see it there. And I'll do it again later. Okay, so you guys are liking the lives. I will try to pop in and do more often now that I'm back into the swing of it again. Yes. Yeah, Froggy did clean up real good, didn't he? I love this little frog. He's so sweet. We'll hold him up and give y'all a good look at him again, how cute he turned out. He's so sweet. He's going to be fun to use. Let's see. All right, who am I missing here? I said hello. Mary, too. I did not see you. Welcome. Oh, thank you. It's a treat for me, too. Very much so. I'm so glad you guys are enjoying the live and that you enjoy my videos. Thank you. Thank you, Janet. Janet VB. Thank you, Alice and Eva. I really appreciate it. Hey, Noit. Haven't seen you in a while. So I'm not out there in too many live lands. I pretty much only watch Janet live because it's a time thing for me, not having enough time to, because I'm busy doing so many things. But I know that you are sometimes in some of the other streams. I just need to kind of get involved again, I guess. But it's really good to see you. Okay, and then Odd Tricks Lou, hello. I don't know that I've seen you before, but it's very, very much a pleasure to meet you. Let's see, who else? Yes, do rewatch, Cindy. I did cover that, and I played a little bit and showed some other papers and things too in the very beginning. Okay. Oh, Grandma Club, that's cute, Carla. That is cute. Oh, the check register. Yeah, that was fun. That was the Mixed Media Morsels Motivations year. I think that was, what, 2019 maybe? And that's another thing, you guys. Thank you so much for all your support and interest in all of the Mixed Media Morsels challenges every year. I had no idea that it was going to continue like it has. I really didn't. I thought in the beginning I was going to make all those original morsels where I just showed, the techniques, and to get everybody used to doing some of the techniques in a real small book on a small scale. And that was my intention, just to do those, and that was it. That's what it was going to be. But you guys really motivated me to continue, and your enjoyment over the years has just been so rewarding for me. So please know that you guys helped to create, you guys helped to make everything that comes up on my video, on my YouTube channel. You guys helped to create that. So I am really grateful to you all for that, because the more I can do and the more I can put out there, the more people are learning to just play. They're learning to relax and enjoy and not worry about perfection, and they're learning to put pain and sickness aside and involve themselves in something for a little while that takes their mind off things. I mean, all those things are just so fulfilling for me. So just know that you're all a big part of it. Let's see. Yeah, we got a couple of Marys. Oh, you're Mary. Trix Lou is a Mary too. I see. Oh my goodness, we have Marys all over, and Janet's all over, and Cindy's all over. I love it. Oh, you're doing the first one this year, Daria. That's great. I am excited to hear that. And please, you can feel free to go back and do the others, and you can still post any of the morsels in the Mixed Media Morsels Facebook group. Any of the challenges I have ever done that have Mixed Media Morsels in the title, those are all welcome to be posted in the Facebook group. So, and they're all on a playlist on my channel. They're all in a playlist, and they start with the most recent, the current morsels, and then they go down descending years, and it goes down all the way down to 2016. So you see all of the videos in one playlist if you want to check those out. Lots of fun. Oh, I'm so glad you've been doing them since the beginning, Mary. That's great. Oh, you like the pinch and play, Barbara? I like those too. It just is a very it's fun to do. I mean, most of my videos are sort of around the 20-minute length. And I try to keep the pinch of play, a little bit shorter so they don't take as much time to watch, but I get involved and then I want to show so much that they kind of tend to be a little bit longer, but I figure if they're under 30 minutes, they're still a pinch. What do y'all think? I think so, and I'm loving them too. I'm glad you do. Let's see. Nani, I don't think I said hello to you. Hey. Oh, I'm so glad you love to watch it. And I don't mind if you don't comment much or chat much. That's fine. It's perfectly fine to sit back and just listen and enjoy and learn and you know, get ideas to for something you can play with yourself. That's great. I think it's fine. Not a problem. Okay. Okay, now Janet Burgess, what are you saying you hope to see next year? Um, I'm sorry, I'm reading the chat, you guys. I don't want to miss anything important from anyone. Yes, and make sure too that if you have questions for me or if you're speaking directly to me, make sure you put it in all caps. I will not think you're yelling at me, but that's the easiest way for me to be able to see your comment if it's something you need me to see. Okay, I think I saw Serendipity. I did not see you. Serendipity 8. What is your name, if you don't mind me asking? It's so much easier to call people by their name. And you feel a little bit more of it looks like it's a little more personal that way. But it's okay if you don't want to divulge that. I'm fine with that. Yes, I'm glad y'all are enjoying the mixed media morsels. The thing that grew into something that I never expected it to. Tamira, hi. Thanks for coming in. I'm about ready to go now, but glad you're here, and you can watch the replay when we're done. After a little while, it processes for a little while, and then it pops up on my channel. So feel free to watch that and see what all we did today. We didn't do as much doing as we did talking, but that's okay. Sometimes it's just fun to chat. Let's see. Oh, yes, Barbara. Janet is in the UK. You're talking about Janet Nash, I guess. Yes, she's great. I really love Janet and her channel. I do. Yay, I'm so glad you guys have been hanging in with me. Thank you, Noeet and Janet and oh, now Janet Burgess, you're saying you didn't see you haven't seen my Mixed Media Morsels series. Well, I've done them for years, so you can go back and still play and do those if you want. And we're currently in the middle of one this year where we're altering one playing card every month. So it's real doable, lots of fun. Hang on one second. For Janet Burgess and for anybody else who is not familiar with this is what we're doing this year. We are altering a playing card, and we're putting it in a little journal, putting them all in a little journal that we created. Of course, you can use any journal, anything you want. But we did January, this is February and March. And each month I'm drawing several prompts to create, so we have something to get us started with creating our card. And it's been so much fun. The prompts thing has been a blast. I've never had as much fun with prompts. The only time I ever did prompts actually on my channel was back in I guess it was 2017, after we did the first year of morsels, and I did what I called morsel mashups. Do y'all remember that? And I would draw 3 of the techniques we had done the previous year, and I created a page using 3 of the techniques together in one page. That was really fun too, but this has been just such a blast. So these are the pages that I've done so far this year in the Altered Card Play Challenge. And this is the one we just did, or I just did for June. So my book is made up of bags that I glued together and to make pages out of. And there's exactly 12 pages, just enough for the entire year. But it's really fun, Janet B. You'll enjoy it. One card every month. It's so easy to do, so easy. So that's that. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anything? Thanks, Mary. I'm glad you like the playing cards series. Let's see. All right. Oh, good. Eva remembers my morsel mashups. I was doing those on shipping paper. My shipping paper playbook, I called it. It's a book I made out of just shipping paper. And so these are, some of these were not the morsel mashups. This one was a morsel mashup. These were morsel mashups. Just so fun. This one was one. And that's this one too. And those are the ones that I did using the prompts. These also, both of these were too. So that was fun, but I'm really enjoying the playing cards too. And I'm not really enjoying them more than I enjoyed this. It's just that I think it's been so long since I had done any. But let me ask you one thing before I go. Speaking of the prompts that I'm using in the playing cards, I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. My throat's dry. Okay, that's better. Wet my whistle. When I started doing these prompts for the altered playing cards, people were asking me where they could purchase my prompt card system. And I'm not selling the prompt card system. I know some people do a prompt thing and they sell, all of the prompts for the entire year or for the entire project at one time. And I wasn't doing that. I like to keep mine a surprise so that each month you don't know what's coming and I don't know what's coming, and it's a surprise, for all of us, and just the mystery and looking forward to it is a lot of fun for me. And I know it is for you too, because you guys have said as much. So I continued to have people asking me if I would be selling my prompts. And what I've decided I'm going to do, and I want to see how much interest there is, and you guys can tell me if you're interested, whether you're in the chat right now or whether you just leave a comment. Once this goes over and comes up as a video replay, you can put it in the comments too. But just let me know if that's something you're interested in, because I'm thinking that that's what I'm going to do, is make it a digital download. Just take all of my prompt cards and make a digital download. But I'm not going to do that until the end of the year. Like when we're done with all of our cards, then I will do this if there's enough interest for it. I have, like I said, had a couple people ask, and I think I'm going to do it. I just was curious as to how many people would actually really be interested in that. So I'll make it a digital download, and then you can print out the cards and cut them out and have your own little stacks. And I'll even scan the little headers for those of you who want that. I mean, it's not something you have to use, but I'll scan the little header that says theme and add-ons and, technique and all those things, extra credit. And then you can set it up in the same way that I did if you want to play with, because, you can reuse those prompts over and over and over, and they're going to come up in a different order every single time. If you shuffle each little set of cards, every time you draw from the pile, you're going to have a whole different set of prompts. Even though you've seen them before, the mixture of them will be completely different. And so that will help to create something entirely different. So I think it'll be fun. And so I just want to let you guys know that I am going to plan to do that, but it'll be either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year, sometime in there, but it'll be after we're done with the Altered Card Play Challenge. Okay, let me see. Looking at the chat. Thank you, Jean. And Alice, thank you. 6 lucky grandkids. Oh, thank you. I feel like I'm the lucky one. Um, Thank you, Barbara. Yes, Sandra, I did make a video where I made a small box and I had prompts on the cards, and those are the ones that I pulled for the morsel mashup challenges, which all of those videos are still on my channel too. You can find all of those if you'd like to go back, and you can see which cards I pulled, and then you can, in the next video, I show you what I created with those. And so you can do the same thing if you want. And now I have another box that I'm using that I have all of Janet Nash's prompts in this one. The other box was just like this, but it was black and white with red buttons. And this is the one that I'm putting all of Janet Nash's prompts in when I create from her prompts. I love doing her prompts too. They've been a whole lot of fun. Let's see. Okay, good. Lisa says she would like the prompt cards. That's great. Thank you. And by the way, this is a Band-Aid box. It's just a Band-Aid box that I covered with gift wrap, okay? And there's a video on how I did it. So if you want to make something like this, I've got a complete tutorial on how to do it. It's on my channel. I'll try to remember to put that in the description when the replay comes out. I'll try to remember to put that in the description so it'll be easy to find. Okay, good. Okay, yes, yay. Okay, you guys are interested in the prompt cards. I think that's great. Thank you. I think you'll have so much fun with them. And if you print them out on cardstock, they'll be sturdy like you would want a card to be. I mean, they'll work with paper, but they'll be more sturdy if you print them out on cardstock. All right, you guys. Thanks, Eva. I mean, Sandra. 2 thumbs up on both devices. Thank you. All right, you guys. Listen, make some collage fodder. Grab your jelly prints. Grab your plain papers. You know, slap paint on them, stamp some fun little images, draw images. You can draw something out, trace an image, trace a frog, and color it in with paint or with Posca pens or something, and you'll have yourself a built-in focal point. It's really not too difficult, and it's just a matter of sometimes thinking outside the box. I made some little papers when I was sitting outside yesterday on some tracing paper. I just used some Posca pens and made some little marks. And these will be really cute in, you know, my little mini collage books. These are going to be really cute in that. Here's some little green and blue circles and some red. I just did all this I took my box of Posca pens outside with me and a couple of pieces of tracing paper and fiddled with that. Here's some scribbles, writing uphill. Am I the only one that writes uphill, or do y'all do that too? Just scribbling away, and it's all going slanted uphill. I can't help it. It's just like cutting straight. I don't seem to be able to cut straight. I don't seem to be able to write straight unless I have a line. Thank you guys. Thanks so much for all your sweet comments, your sweet chat words. Oh, I don't want you to wait, Robin. I want you to paint. Oh, you're very welcome. Thank you all so much for joining me. And we will see you again soon. The next video shouldn't be too much longer away. And I look forward to that and visiting with you again. And I'll try to do another live again soon. This was fun. So thank you guys for making it a fun time for me, even though I haven't done this in a long time. I appreciate your support so much. All right. Thank you, guys. We will talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Now the problem is I don't know how to stop the I don't know how to stop the live. Let's see. Well, we might be here for a while till I figure this out. Okay, anybody who films with their phone needs to tell me how to stop the live. Uh, yeah, that's right. You hang up first. No, you hang up first. That's right. That's so true. All right, I'm gonna just try swiping my phone and maybe it'll just close it out. Hands will be in the way. Sorry about that. Bye, everybody. I hope this would be bye. Not going anywhere. There it goes, I think. Yeah, I just found it. I'm closing it out now. Bye, you guys. Thank you.